Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestlers Way and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. Big show today, we've got lots going on, including Walter's return to NXT, or maybe not Walter now, against Roderick Strong. So yeah, that should be a banger match. And then lots going on with Grayson Waller as well and stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. With LA Knight, who rolled up to NXT in his Corvette and made his way to the ring to kick things off. On his way, he passed Andre Chase and said that he had a teachable moment for him at Grayson Waller's expense before wishing Briggs and Jensen good luck in the Dusty Cup. In the ring, Knight called out Waller, but he had a no-show. LA Knight was made fun of him before Waller showed up and said he had a restraining order of 50 feet against him. Knight said he may not be allowed near Waller, but Dex Loomis didn't have such restrictions, bringing him out to face Waller. Loomis came out from under the ring, and asked which one he wanted to face. He chose Loomis, and we saw the match was underway after a break. Dexter had control of the match early on, hit a big neck breaker before getting the suplex and a leg drop as the match went on. Outside the ring, Waller sent Loomis over the announcer space before Swerve returned and shoved Loomis into the ring post. Back in the ring, Waller got his trademark stunner before picking up the win. Waller's new insurance policy, a big old man, came out, and yeah, he's a new his new insurance policy. And yeah, this was a good start. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Good start to NXT, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Walter was attacking Malcolm Bivens in a short stage ring, and Roderick Strong came to save him, and that set out the match for later tonight. Before we got Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen versus the Thecree brothers. Brutus and Jensen kicked off the match, and Brooks got a huge knee before getting a dropkick and tagging Briggs in for a double team. Brutus then came in and tossed Jensen outside. Back after a break, Jensen and Julius headed it outside before Brooks was sent into the railing, and it bent from the impact. Back in the ring, the Thecrees hit back by Kassam, adding a sliding clothesline before picking up the win. And yeah, for me, the right result, I'll give it 6 out of 10. Fun enough match as well. On the whole, it's a decent segment. Dante Chan was then cut a promo saying that his absence since his debut was because of a leg injury, and said he was going to make his return. Backstage, Walter said he was proud of the way Imperium held down the ring on the show and said he would destroy Roderick Strong tonight. Before we got Dante Chan versus Guru Raj. Raj got the first takedown of the match for a near fall before Chen recovered and sent Guru out of the ring for a big dive. Duke Hudson then came out and attacked both men in the ring before hitting a powerbomb on Chen in the ring. A group of officials had to break up the fight, and Duke backed off before threatening to everyone to stay out of his way. I mean, like, it is what it is. I can't say I'm massively invested in it, but you know, like most things on NXT, I'm going to give it a time. I'll give it 6 out of 10. Joe Gacy was telling Harland about the lessons of losing before they ran into Odyssey Jones, who was still injured. Before backstage, Bron Breakker was confronted by Santos Escobar, who was offered a match by the champ, but said it only on his time. Before moving on, Tony D'Angelo was in the ring to mourn Pete Dunne and said it was a closed casket funeral after what he did to him last week. He was interrupted by Trick and Mello after challenging Carmelo for the newly unified North American title. Tony D and Trick and Mello taunted each other for a bit before Cameron Grimes came out claiming he got the first NXT North American title shot. Mello suggested Grimes and Tony face each other to decide who the number one contender should be. Grimes agreed and Tony tried to attack him, but Grimes dodged it and put his head through Pete Dunne's frame picture. I mean, like, the Pete Dunne stuff is unnecessary, but yeah, it set out that match for next week, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be a surefire banger. Backstage, Casey and Caden had an awkward moment with Brooks and Jensen while Wendy Chu watched from on top of the lockers, which I liked, before Valentina Ferros and Yusulia Leon were in an interview when Dakota Kai dropped by to make fun of them, setting up a match later before we got Ivy Nile versus Kaylee Ray. Niall had a good start but was taken down by LeRae early on. Niall then got a big toss off a counter before kicking Ray in the face for a near fall. Niall locked in a hold, but Kaylee managed to power out, and Ivy managed to transition into a triangle lock. Ray then got a super kick off the counter. Mandy Rose came off on the apron before Kaylee Ray missed a KLR bomb once more, letting Niall pick up the win off the counter. After the match, Mandy and Toxic Attraction came in and attacked Ray before Persia and Indy joined KLR to even the odds. Toxic Attraction was driven out of the ring as the show continued, and if it was leading to LeRae versus Mandy Rose, then that's excellent. That's what I want to see. So yeah, this was good. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Backstage, we saw Harland attack and take out Odyssey before tossing his crutch away before he got Legado del Fantasma versus Enofi and Blade in the Dusty Cup. LDF was dominating early on before Blade tagged in Enofi, who got a standing moonsault to turn things around. Santos helped his fellow teammates out by grabbing Blade from the apron and dropping him, but he got caught by the ref. However, Escobar then was arguing with the official. Blade and Enofi got the upper hand off the distractions. Bron Breakker came in and grabbed Escobar on the apron Blade rolled Wild up off the distraction and picked up the win. Another slightly lucky win, but yeah, I'm enjoying when the story's going. I'll give it 6 out of 10. Before we got Dakota Kai versus Yulisa Leon. Konnan laid on Leon right off the bat and sent her into the turnbuckles before getting a near fall. Kai was dominating while muttering to Yulisa in the ring before getting another near fall. Leon then managed to hold on, and the match went outside where Farros got the distraction and Leon got a near fall off her own follow-away slam. Kai then got the scorpion kick and a big boot, picking up the victory. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Decent enough match. For me, it was just a method of putting Kai over, and it did that, so yeah, it's fine. Raquel Gonzalez and Corey Che then had a short face off backstage, and Jay was hopeful that she would convince the former women's champions to team up with her before Anofi and Blade were backstage, and Braun congratulated them before we headed to our main event, which was Walter versus Strong. Walter locked in a hold right away, and Roddy powered through before hitting 2 very loud chops on each other. Roddy then went down and with a boot and to the face before Bivens was caught by Walter on the apron, and the distraction let Roddy get a drop kick. Roddy then broke out of a sleeper hold and caught Walter on the ropes before hitting the suplex for a near fall. After a few more hard hitting moves, Strong reversed the powerbomb but was driven into the corner before taking a big slam. Walter then finally managed to pick up the powerbomb of his own and picked up the win. Walter ushered in a period after the match and they attacked Roddy in the ring before the Creed brothers also came in. And there was a brawl as NXT went off the air, and Walter changed his name to Gunther, and that's got some very bad stuff. But yeah, let's not touch on that. Overall, yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10. I was debating between 7 and 8 out of 10. I just about gave it a 7. Could have easily been an 8. Just so good to have Walter back. Banger match, and I just can't wait to see what Walter does now he's back in NXT full time. Overall, NXT 2.0 gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, really enjoyed this episode of NXT. One of the stronger ones recently for sure. Lots of great matches in there, especially in the main event. But yeah, there were also some decent matches in there throughout the card as well, so really enjoyed it. And hopefully NXT continues on this trajectory. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave any thoughts, comments down below. Follow us to the link description for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen, and I would greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.